this video I want to talk about how I teach when I teach here at the University of Helsinki. It's probably not a surprise for anyone that I'm very enthusiastic about digital education, and it's been like that for several years now. A huge benefit of digital education is that you can both create and consume digital educational content from anywhere. Like today when I make this video at our summer cottage. But distant or online education is really not the reason why I am so enthusiastic about digital education. My idea of applying digital education in my work has more to do about the fact that I tend to approach teaching from the perspective of a flipped classroom approach. There are many different ways that you can apply and implement flipped classroom, but in my view, I think the main objective of this approach is that I always provide some kind of a pre-material to my students before my lectures. And these pre-materials is often consisted of videos or podcasts or sometimes a text that I want you to read. The reason why I highly value pre-material before lectures has to do with two main ideas. And the first thing has to do with the thing that I think there's a huge benefit to be prepared, and that goes for all kinds of situations in life. For instance, if you take a trip to somewhere, I think it's very good to have some pre-knowledge of the city or town and know something about what places to visit and where to eat before you actually make that trip. And I think also when you meet a new person, I think it's both considerate and polite to gain some sort of pre-knowledge about this new person. And that also helps to engage in conversations and find like shared interest if you have some kind of knowledge who you're going to meet later on, for instance. So being prepared is good, and I think you can get more out of that future event if you go in there being prepared. The second reason, which I think is even more important, has to do about how I look how time in lecture rooms or classrooms should be spent most efficiently. So I don't waste valuable lecture time for going through such things that students can learn prior to the lecture by reading or looking at a video or listening to a podcast. I think we can make more out of the lectures if I provide you some sort of preparing pre-material. What I've found to be very pedagogically important is that once we have lectures, I think I always need to have some part of the lecture where we actually engage and apply the new knowledge that we are trying to understand throughout that course. So during my lectures, we also do some kind of task or have conversations about the topics that we are going to that we are trying to learn. And I think it's just talking about something or summarizing something that you have read earlier or looked a video about is a way to apply new knowledge, and that's something that leaves a much more efficient learning experience that actually can change the way you think if you have this if you also need to apply your new knowledge. So in short, when you attend to my courses, there's always some kind of a pre-material before my lectures, and I want you to look into that before you enter the classroom. But I guess that's all I want to say about how I teach. I hope to see you soon on one of my courses or my lectures. Have a nice day and bye.